I don't really know how to explain it. It's really weird. When it comes to someone who's like switching lives with someone, or a woman who is overly obsessive and jealous of another woman, and she's like spiritually doing things to switch lives with her. There was this video that I saw. This was years ago. It was probably like maybe 2-3 years ago. I came across it on TikTok, and I have to try and find it. The lady was also explaining how allegedly, Selena's energy was like kind of being pulled on and used in the place of someone else's energy. I don't know. It's like her energy is so powerful that it's almost like they were spiritually, spiritually draining her of it and transferring it to another person for their own personal use, so that Justin can keep the attraction to someone else that if they feel they're not actually Selena, but they feel like Selena, if that makes sense. This is all alleged. It gets really weird, but that's why I always say, ladies, you have to call your power back to you every morning and every night. You have to call your power back to you, because you don't know who may be trying to harvest it or use it. You don't know what jealous woman is trying to pull on it, or what jealous woman is trying to use your vitality for their own gain. A lot of times that's why some women have, sexual dreams. You think it's just some hot stuff, but no, someone is trying to pull your vitality or swap with you through that. Let's get into it, you guys. Do not forget to sign up for the master classes in March. Did you guys sign up? I hope you guys are signed up and not spooked out by these videos. Again, these videos are just to help you from having someone live the life that you should be living. So those classes are going to get you in tune with all of that. But anyways, let's get going. So she's living your life. She switched lives with you. Like, honestly, I feel like these, like switching lives, that is probably one of the most scariest spiritual occurrences, honestly. Every time I talk about it, I get goosebumps. It's scary, and it's real. It's real. And it may sound crazy to certain people. It may sound like it doesn't make sense. The whole copying your hair, copying your clothes, copying your makeup. Honey, that is just the beginning. That's nothing. You haven't touched the surface of how wild this stuff can get, where some people are sick off of this stuff. Some people are literally sick physically in the hospital, multiple hospital visits off of this stuff. Copying your hair, that is the surface level of this. You haven't even tapped into how bad this can get if you let it get that far, if you're not praying, if you don't have awareness, okay? I remember that also reminds me of a Vampire Diaries, and that's also why I like sci-fi shows and sci-fi movies and stuff, because a lot of that stuff that you see on those shows, oh yeah, they happen in real life. They happen in real life. Believe it or not, a lot of these shows, they're grabbing these ideals from like real life spiritual occurrences, and you don't even know. I remember on Vampire Diaries when Catherine, one of the biggest villains, she didn't want to pass on, right? Because she became mortal. She was a vampire that became mortal. So if you're a vampire and you become immortal, if you're 5,000 years old, by the time you become immortal, your organs are going to shut down because you're 5,000 years old. So being immortal is mortality can be, dangerous to a vampire because of however long they've been living. So Catherine became immortal, and because she didn't want to become immortal, she did a swap. She did a swap with another person and switched lives with them and started living their life, and they passed on. Like, it was crazy. It was wild. And because I'm an island girl, that stuff happens on the islands all the time, where people will like swap with you or transfer their illness to you and transfer your health to them. This stuff sounds wild, but if you're from island culture, African culture, even some Middle Eastern culture, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you're clear on it. You know these spiritual things. So with switching lives, when somebody attempts to switch lives with you and it doesn't work, That's why I always tell people to just trust God, trust God's timing, keep your eye on your own plate, focus on your own path, grow yourself, let God be God, and be patient. Your time will come, because nobody talks about the consequences of when a destiny swap fails. Nobody talks about how the person that tried to initiate it is going to pay for it. So essentially, I'll grab a random occurrence. So, by the way, I don't have a problem with Cardi. I like Cardi. I listen to her music when I work out. I really love her features on Latin albums. Don't have a problem with Cardi. Don't have a problem with Nicki. I use people that everyone knows as examples, because everybody from every culture could know these people. That's why I use them as examples. Allegedly, I personally think that Cardi tried to swap with Nicki. I do think that she came into the industry and she's like, I want her spot. Like, I want to be at her level. I want to sit in her chair. That's just the vibe that I got. Why did I get that vibe? Because she tried to get Nicki to feature on songs with her. She tried to get Nicki to be on, songs with her and stuff like that. She, got on Motorsport. She was dating Offset. She wanted to get on Motorsport. They got her on Motorsport. Nicki said, all right, cool. And then when she couldn't enmesh herself with Nicki, right? And Nicki, I guess, denied the enmeshment. She turned on Nicki and tried to get the world to turn on Nicki. She tried really hard to get the world to not like Nicki Minaj. Women who destiny swap or who try to attempt to destiny swap with women, this is alleged what I think she did. First, they'll copy you, right? Then they're going to deny copying you. So, for example, with Hailey and Selena, there's websites, pages, TikTok users who have done extensive research on timelines, where every time Selena did one thing, a couple months later, Hailey went and did the same thing. So there are receipts for these kind of things, right? Where people can compare the timelines and how, I think Selena and Justin broke up and then 6 months later he married Hailey. Like, these are all timelines so people can see, right? Wait, where was I going with this? I completely forgot where I was going with this. Damn, I was about to make a really good point. Let me go back. Maybe I'll remember. So when Cardi tried to do this with Nicki Minaj, she tried to copy her in a way, and allegedly, I think so. And then her ultimate goal, right? This is what the Destiny Swapper's ultimate goal is. She wanted to turn the whole world against Nicki, and a lot of people fell for it. Like I said, people are so freaking gullible. She tried to get the whole world to flip on Nicki, to start hating on Nicki, the Nicki hate train. She initiated it, right? Because she was trying to swap with her. It failed, right? All of the people, pay attention, I made a video on this. All of the people that tried to, get on Nicki, or that Cardi B successfully recruited, because women who try to destiny swap with you, they have to harvest a mass group of energy. So they're going to try to make an attempt to turn the whole world against you, because they want your life, right? They want your position. They want the way people like you. They want the way people love you. They want your influence. They want to try to get all of the people that support you to support them. So if they can ruin your reputation or lie about you or get people to turn against you, all the people that love you are now going to flock to them. At least that's what they think in their mind. Okay. So that failed, right? That failed because Nicki Minaj is very spiritually in tune. She's a very powerful woman. So the Destiny Swap failed, and all of the people that tried to turn on Nicki Minaj, for example, the Migos, they broke up. All of their albums flopped. Cardi B has not put out an album in a decade. Again, I don't have a problem with Cardi. I listen to her music when I work out. And that's another thing. I want to make that clear to the ladies that listen. I'm not a child, okay? I'm an adult woman, okay? I'm a grown woman. I am able to see both sides of an individual. Life is not in the black and white. Life is in the gray area. So I can listen to Cardi B's music, like a couple of her albums, and a couple of her tracks, and think she's cool. I think she's very funny, and still admit that I personally think that she was copying Nicki. That's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. Doesn't mean I hate her and I love Nicki. Doesn't mean I love Nicki and I hate her. It's just being a grown adult woman and being mature to speak out what you see. It's not team anyone. I'm not team Haley and I'm not team Selena. I don't know any of these people, but I'm just mature enough to make certain conclusions based on the data that I've gathered. And I do feel like Cardi B wanted to get the world to hate Nicki Minaj, and she wanted to get Nicki Minaj out of the way. That's genuinely what I believe. It didn't work, and as a result of that, all of their careers sunk into the ground. So, again, trying to switch lives with you, if you're aware and you pray and you protect yourself, they won't be able to do it. Every attempt that they make will fail, and every time they fail, it's going to go back to them, right? It's going to Uno reverse. The only one that can take down a strong man is a stronger man. Who's your strong man? God is my strong man. So that's who I go to when I'm dealing with a strong man. What is a strong man? A strong man is somebody that is trying to manipulate the outcomes of your life. That is where destiny swaps come in. She wants your life. Now, here's the thing that people need to understand about destiny swaps and women that try to live your reality. They try to swap with you and try to take over your reality so that you're living their reality and they're living your reality, right? First thing is awareness. You need to be able to be aware that the life that you're living is not your real life. This is the life this life doesn't belong to you. You need to have awareness that this isn't me. Like, where did something go wrong? Because this person that I'm turning into, this person that I am, these problems that I'm having, they're not mine. It's like I'm living in a foreign land. Okay, so realization is very important. So I had a situation where I had a family member that was trying to do a swap with my mother and my brother, meaning this family member was going through a lot and kept calling my family for prayer, texting, send me prayer, pray for me, all this stuff. That's why you got to be careful who you pray for. You don't pray for everyone. You don't, God has to guide you on stuff like that, right? So essentially the symptoms and the things that she was going through started happening to them. I was not a part of that because the way my spirit works, there are some people, something's just off about them, and I don't communicate with them. And that includes like family members, things like that. It's just my energy either accepts you or rejects you. I can't explain what it is. My energy, my spirit just knows I either accept or reject. And once it's reject, or I feel like something's off, or I have a dream about you, or God warns me about you, I don't communicate with you. That's me. I don't control my other family members. So they have their own discernment and intuition, and they have to go through life their own way. They have to find their own path. That's just my path, right? So when this started happening, I told them, I said, don't answer her calls anymore. She's trying to swap. She's trying to find a vessel or somebody that she can swap with or give up so that she doesn't have to deal with what she's going through. Now, these destiny swaps, people who do these things, they prey on your ignorance. Okay, the Bible says that my people perish from lack of knowledge. God says my people perish from lack of knowledge. So if you don't have knowledge on certain things, you will perish as a result. That's why educating yourself and learning about spirituality and learning about spiritual attacks and learning about how to fight these attacks and learning and getting into a state of mind of educating yourself on how these things work. This is how you keep yourself safe, because people will always prey on your ignorance, and people will always prey on the fact that you don't know. She switched lives with you. Many women engage in destiny swaps, and I think that women engage in destiny swaps more than men. Why? Because women obsess over someone's life more. I told you guys, women have very obsessive traits. So do men do destiny swaps? I know men siphon. They siphon women's energy. They harvest women's energy. They do that. But swapping lives, it takes a high amount of obsession and jealousy to swap lives with someone. Women are always more prone to dishing out destiny swaps because women have obsessive behaviors. So they will obsess over a girl's life, research a girl's life, keep tabs on a girl's life, create a fake page to watch a girl. Like, women grow and develop obsessions with other women. They grow obsessions with other men too, because women have obsessive behaviors, but they will more than likely engage in destiny swapping with other women. Now, can a woman successfully destiny swap with another girl? She can only start living your life if you don't have spiritual protection, if you're not praying, if you don't have awareness, whatever the case may be, like, in order to do that, right? So, for example, when that was happening to my mother and my brother, what did I do? I said, stop communicating with that lady. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she has up her sleeve, but she's doing something funny and I'm not here for it. She's trying to swap. She's trying to do a swap. Whatever, hole or ditch that she fell in, because maybe, she's dealing with a back to sender situation. She's trying to throw her karma on another person and it's not going to happen. Block her. Don't answer her calls, and she's going to have to deal with the mess that she created. You guys are going to have to learn how to be more discerning with people. Some people, they're getting their get back for whatever they tried to throw on another person. It didn't work. So now they're dealing with the karma and they're trying to pass that karma on to another person. You guys have to learn how to navigate these realities with these people. So I told them, block her number. She's trying to transfer her karma onto another person via a swap. It's not going to work. She has to deal. She's going to have to sit there and deal with the mess that she created. So I'm very protective of my family, people who are close to me, close associates, because I know how this stuff works. So I'm very protective of the individuals around me because I know how people get down, particularly women. They love these destiny swaps and these strange things. They love involving themselves in that and taking other women out or taking other women down with them. Some women will see your vitality and they literally start working with you and they steal your vitality. Spiritually, that is a real thing. Now, ever since you started working with her, her business is going up and now your business is going down. That stuff, I know this stuff because I've lived it. I've experienced it before in the past. I know how it works. So I won't allow myself to become a prey or a victim of swaps. So they're going to try to switch lives with you, right? As long as you're praying and you're protecting yourself under the blood of Jesus, it's not going to work, but they're going to attempt. They're going to make attempts. It's important, again, to just pay attention, because women develop these, like I said, women develop these obsessions with other women, right? People are saying that I'm Team Selena. I'm not Team anyone. I'm not Team Selena. I'm not Team Haley. I don't know any of these people. This is all alleged and for entertainment purposes. But these women who try to do these destiny swaps and are secretly envious and jealous of another woman and wants to steal that other woman's aura, life, attention, and love that she gets from the collective. There's literally pages dedicated to that situation with trails and hours of receipts of how this girl copied Selena. There is pages, there are YouTube pages, there are blogs with dates dedicated to this, and you're still taking up for her. Women love to obsess over other women and copy everything that they do. And then when they get called out, they're mad about it, not knowing that people can see what you're doing. There's a timeline. So Selena is supposed to have a release party, and you show up to the restaurant where she's supposed to have her release party on the same night, at the same time, at the same venue, and you're telling me that this is all made up? You're telling me this is all made up? Come on, if you're going to try to do a destiny swap, at least be smart about it. At least cover up your trail.